my mic chipos, man. I got this, yeah.
Pussy that come with it. So full of focus, I'm insisting on keeping it going. The franchise, I exist in a league of my own. Expect attention, I'm familiar with being ignored. The true back, plated locking and closing the door. Brick wall in the road, I won't move. The king, I'm like Roy in the ring, I can't lose. Show the face of what compare to man. You wanna walk? Motherfucker ain't hard to find. I holler back, nigga. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you I move when my heart say move. Feels like a lion, got nothing to prove. Stubborn as a hot damn mule. God in my corner, nigga can't lose. Try to get me out my hot damn shoes. See how quick I drop up and give you bitches the blues. They gon' see you on a hot damn news. And I ain't leaving nothing. Mix me to the crime, not a print, not a hot damn crew. Beating these niggas down is what I came to do, and I ain't playing by a hot damn rule. Shaking you niggas down if you ain't paying your dues. We passing up your block and ooh, my screws are loose. Don't call my hand, cause you gon' make me act a hot damn fool. Dead discussion, you will not win, cause I will not lose. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas learn? Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas learn? I mean what I speak, I do as I say. I hustle, I grind, don't get in my way. I'm pimping my hoes, I'm jacking my foes. I spit at police, picked up my POs. I ain't going to court, you can call a judge. Tell him kiss my ass, cause I ain't gon' budge. And I ain't going back to lock up. You're trying to Glock to pop up. I ain't going back to broke, and I'm never gon' stop the puffin'. Not for nothing. The block, they need me. The streets, they need me. The club scene, nigga, it's mine, believe me. You don't believe me? Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas learn? Open your hearts for me, look what I got for you. You in the presence of greatness, I make it hot for you. Pass the rock to me, block it, I run with it. Here for the game and all the pussy that come with it. So full of focus, I'm insisting on keeping it going. The franchise, I exist in a league of my own. Expect attention, I'm familiar with being ignored. The true back, plated locking and closing the door. Brick wall in the road, I won't move. The king, I'm like Roy in the nothing to prove. Stubborn as a hot damn mule. God in my corner, nigga can't lose. Try to get me out my hot damn shoes. See how quick I drop up and give you bitches the blues. They gon' see you on a hot damn news. And I ain't leaving nothing. Mix me to the crime, not a print, not a hot damn crew. Beating these niggas down is what I came to do, and I ain't playing by a hot damn rule. Shaking you niggas down if you ain't paying your dues. We passing up your block and ooh, my screws are loose. Don't call my hand, cause you gon' make me act a hot damn fool. Dead discussion, you will not win, cause I will not lose. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot.
So this is the final update video for my Spark Bloodmage build in patch 0.3. We managed to hit 11 million DPS and crazy life regen. So without further ado, let's get into the build. So how does the build work? For scaling our damage with this build, this season we are using the Atuli's Bloodletting, which one line of this is skill mana cost converted to life costs, but we don't really care about this part because we have Blood Mage anyways, right? But the main part is supported skills gain 2% of damage as extra physical damage per 10 life costs. So what we wanna do is we wanna actually scale our life costs. And we do that partially with our Rough Pith, which gives us non-channeling spells cost an additional 7% of your maximum life, that is if you have the GG Corruption on it. But also we have the Undying Hate, which on the Sacrifice of Blood passive, which it grants us, it reads 50% more life cost of skills, which is insane free damage for the build. But while we're talking about the Sacrifice of Blood, how do we get this crazy regen? And it's mostly coming from the top line of the Sacrifice of Blood, because we regenerate 1 life per second per 8 life spent in the past 8 seconds, right? So on paper, we shouldn't over-sustain with this, right? But we take things on the passive free that give us increased life regeneration rate. So those things actually scale the rate of the Sacrifice of Blood. And so we achieve this as well with Arcane Surge effect. We have Arcane Surge on critical, and we do crit a hell of a lot. We have 92% crit chance on Spark. And this passive here makes it so Arcane Surge grants life regeneration rate instead of mana regeneration rate, right? And we scale that even more with our gloves, because with the 100 increased effect of socketed items, and if you then socket a Kurgle's Gaze, you will get 80% increased effect of Arcane Surge on top. So that's how we can hit those crazy regen numbers, and that's what's enabling us to completely drop elemental resistances and equip things like the Veil of the Night, right? Which gives us insane % life at the cost of having no elemental resistances. But basically, how it works is, how are we not dying, right? Basically, we have 9,300 life, so that's our hit. In maps, when we hit our charm, we actually go up to 10k life, but let's say we're at 9k life, right? We still have the Grasping Wounds, which gives us 25% of life loss from hits is prevented and occurs over 4 seconds instead. So that's giving us a big buffer, right? And you have to remember, in those 4 seconds, we are regening like 50k per second. So if something doesn't one-shot us, which is very hard because 25% is prevented with this passive, then we cannot die. As you saw, I am tanking Arbiter. I can AFK in pretty much any content in the game with this build once it's ramped up. And that's also why we dropped the spell leech, because we don't need it anymore. And so we got for Sanguine Tides, which just gives us more damage. And you want to pair that with a life flask that has increased charges, because you get more damage, the more charges you have. So for gems. I know this looks very confusing, but you don't have to care about any of these gems. All we care about is Spark, Life Remnants and Sigil of Power. Not really Life Remnants, but for Spark you need Atuli's Bloodletting. This is mandatory for all our damage. Then Heft, Unleash. This just gives us a cost multiplier which gives us 3 damage. Then you want Brutality 3. And then you want Projectile Acceleration 2. And it's important that you take Acceleration 2 for the Pierce. Then for Sigil of Power you want Prolonged Duration 2, Magnified Area 2, Cooldown Recovery 2 and Second Wind 3. For Life Remnants you want Harmonic Remnants and Remnant Potency. These other gems, as I said, they don't matter. We only have them for the Gem Enthusiast passive, which gives us increased maximum life if we have at least 10 red support gems and 5% movement speed if we have at least 10 green support gems. But first I wanted to talk specifically over why we take blood magic, even though our Atuli's Bloodletting is already making it so that our Spark is only costing a life, right? It's mainly because of Sigil of Power, because without the blood magic, Sigil of Power doesn't work. And if you look at the damage of our Spark, it's currently at 4.7 mil, but if you put down a Sigil of Power, that's where we're getting a lot of damage, right? And for bossing, it's very nice. And also if you have a rare, you just put down the Sigil of Power for 1 second, and because our cost is so high, it's pretty much it for stages in like 1 or 2 seconds. So for the passive 3, we are mainly taking crit damage on the way, any cast speed that we can get. We are trying to scale the life regen as I explained. We take the Arcane Surge effect, the Arcane Surge when we deal a crit. The conversion is very important. And over here we take the blood magic. And other than that, we're just really taking generically movement speed, life, crit damage, where we can get it, right? So for our jewels, I have a Prism of Belief with +2 to level of all Spark skills. I have a Controlled Metamorphosis. On this, the only important stats are the -2 Chaos Resistance, you want a low roll on that, and you want a large ring. With that, we are grabbing the critical damage bonus and the increased damage if you've dealt a crit, which we are dealing a lot of critical hits since we have 92% crit chance, right? Also, we're grabbing more movement speed with the Spaghettification. We also get a little bit of attributes at the cost of 7 Chaos Resistance. Also, we're getting the Kite Runner, which gives us again movement speed and a little bit of projectile damage and speed. We are taking the Undying Hate with the Tegra Tribute. This is very mandatory for the build because this turns the Notable into Sacrifice of Blood. We are also taking the Heart of Well. On this, you want the Pierce and basically any combination of damage stats and speed stats. I have a From Nothing that makes it so passives next to Valpack can be allocated. And what I'm grabbing with this is this, which makes it so that the armor penalty is taken away from our character and reduced slowing potency of debuffs. Also, we take Light on Your Feet, which gives us increased movement speed, immune to hinder and immune to maim. And also we can take the Headshot, which gives us critical damage bonus, critical hit chance, and chance to inflict daze. What I also have, I put a Megalomaniac, which gives me Shredding Force, so this gives me critical hit chance and spell damage bonus, and polymathy, which just gives me attributes, and more attributes means more strength means more life means more fun, right? And then at last you want 3 grand spectrums, because they just give you a lot of increased percent maximum life, right? So, alternative would be gems like those. So you can pretty much replace any jewel on this build with jewels that look something like this. You just want 4 damage mods, really. And it's quite easy to find those jewels. You can put a search for just 3 of the stats, and with the new crafting method you can select, right? If one of the prefixes you don't like or one of the suffixes you don't like, you use one of those omens and the bone, and then it's a 50-50% chance to remove the prefix or suffix that you didn't like, and then you can unveil it with 1 omen of Abyssal Echoes. And that's how I got my jewels in the beginning, before I switched to this crazy setup, right? Okay, let's go over the gear of this build. I have a +8 wand with double spell damage prefix and gain damage as extra physical. For suffixes you want cast speed and critical spell damage bonus. You don't want crit chance because we already have so much crit chance. For the helmet slot we have Veil of the Night with a life rune socketed into it, and for the corruption you want as much percent increased max life as you can get. For the amulet we have a +3 amulet with flat life, percent life, spell damage, crit damage and cast speed. For our focus we have the Wrath Piff. On this corruption you want to hit the additional cost as well as the increased damage. That would be the best corruption you can get. On your ring you want to get as much life as you can get, cast speed, chaos res and rarity. On top of that, instead of the flat lightning that I have, you want to have percent lightning damage. That would be way better for the build, because this is basically doing nothing for me right now. For your other ring slot you just want to use the Calandra's Touch and mirror your ring. For your chest you want a Calm's Heart with as much of a life corruption as you can get. Socketed into it you want to put percent increase max life soul cores. For your glove slot you really want to get a 3 socketed glove slot with 100% increased effect of socketed items, because that's giving us, with the Kurgle, it's giving us 80% increased effect of Arcane Surge and 32 cast speeds. Other stats that you want on the gloves will be the crit damage bonus, max life, and as I said, the increased effect of socketed items. Preferably you would want chaos resistance on your gloves as well, because I'm currently lacking at that department. For your belt you just want max life, strength, chaos res, and then for your unveiled suffix you wanna go with dexterity and intelligence, because that allows you to spec less points into dexterity and intelligence, in turn giving you more points into strength, which just gives you more life. So lastly, for our boots, I went with 3 socket boots that also have 100% increased effect of socketed items, max life, 30 move speed and chaos res, and in that you wanna socket the movement speed runes, because that gives you 60% movement speed boots. For a flask you just wanna get a ultimate life flask with as much increased charges as you can afford. For our charms, we want a Fall of the Axe silver charm. For the onslaught, this just gives us more speed. Then we want the Rite of Passage golden charm, which gives us Possessed by Spirit of the Bear. This gives us more life and more damage in turn. And then lastly, you just wanna have a Falling charm, which gives you immunity to freeze. For mapping, it's really just, you can take out these 3 points and instead put them over here. This makes it so whenever you're casting your spark, you aren't getting slowed down so much, and that just makes your mapping feel way smoother. Your spark doesn't slow you down that much, and you're just zooming through maps way better. So for mapping, other than changing those passive skills, I also equip a Headhunter belt. On this I just went with the life corruption, and I wanted as much flat life and strength on it as I could find, as well as 2 charm slots. Alternatively, for mapping you could also use a ingenuity, which is also very nice because it increases the rarity that you get from your ring, and it also gives you great damage, right? In addition to that, what I do on mapping is I change out the brutality for mobility, and this also makes it so you have less of a penalty when using your spark skill, which just makes your mapping more smooth. That's it for the build guide. I hope you liked the video. If you have any further questions, please let me know in the comments. I am currently working on a budget version of this build, so stay tuned for that. Alright, have a good one.